Good morning, children. I hope you're all well, and I'm creating this video today to show you how you should be writing on your new maths to-dos. So let me just share my screen really quickly to show you. So when you get to your to-dos, as you probably all know already, they look a lot like this. So I'm going to be using an example of some year 4 maths sheets for Monday, but year 4 I'm not going to be telling you the answers, so I'll show you now. So as you normally would do with to-do, we're going to click start, and you should all have something that looks, whenever this loads, a lot like this. So obviously this is a year 4 worksheet, so all the other years it'll look something different, but we'll use this as an example. If it doesn't look like this and it looks a bit confusing, you can always press the red arrow and exit without saving, and that should bring you back to your to-dos and hopefully should refresh it. So we'll start again. And once it's loaded, so you'll see that we have this box in the corner here, which we don't need. So in order to get rid of this box, we're going to minimize it by clicking here and dragging it out of the way. Now we want to be able to write using our computers on this sheet. So you're going to click once on the worksheet, and you'll see I've got a selection of pens that have come up that I can use. In order to choose which pen, you can press these arrows down to go that way or this way. I recommend that you use some of these thinner pens along here because that'll make it easier for writing. So I'm going to pick my colour, and I'm going to pick a black pen because I want to. But as you can see, this is quite a thick pen when you're writing. And if I try to write, for example, the number 8 in here, it's quite tricky. So I'm going to try and make it a bit smaller. If your pen goes away, just like it's done here, just click again on the worksheet and it'll come back. So with my black pen selected, I want to make it a bit thinner to make it easier to write. So I'm going to head up here, up to settings here. I'm going to press on that. And you can see down the bottom here, there's a triangle. And there's a little bar which I can move. I can drag and hold. If I move it all the way up to here, which is the thicker end, you can see that my pen gets much, much thicker, but that's really tricky to write still with. So I'm going to pull that bar all the way down to the shorter end or the thinner end. And can you see how my pen's a lot thinner, which makes it a lot easier to write. So if I was to write number 8 again, still a bit tricky, but it's much easier to see and fit into the boxes. If I make a mistake, which I have done here because I don't think number 8 is the answer, I'm going to click on this pink block over here, which is the rubber. Click on that. Now, because my thickness is all the way on the thin end, I'm going to have a really, really thin rubber. I don't know if you can see, that's not really working very well. We need to make sure it's a lot quicker to rub out. So we can move our bar, clicking and dragging all the way to the thicker end, which means that we have a bigger rubber, can rub out things really quickly. So I'm going to go through that one more time, but quicker this time. So I found my to-do. I'm going to click start. I don't need this at the moment, so I'm going to click the bar here with one click, and then I'm going to click and drag that out of the way, so it's out of the way. And then I'm going to click once on my worksheet, which will bring up all my pens. I'm going to pick one of the thinner pens and the colour that I want, and I'm going to go with black again. Here it is. But I remember that this is a bit too thick for when I want to try and write. So I'm going to go to my settings, click once, and drag the bar of the triangle down to the thinner end. Then I'll write whatever number I think is the answer. So let's just do 10. Make it a lot easier. And then if I've made a mistake, click once on the rubber, drag the bar up so it's a bit thicker and easy to rub out, and rub. When I want to go back to my pen, I click on this icon here and drag the thickness down, and then I can continue writing. Hopefully neatly. Then when I finish my work, as usual with every to-do, we're going to exit and save and exit. And then my teacher, or us teachers, sorry, will be able to look at your work and mark it. So I'll stop sharing my screen now. I hope that was helpful, year 4. Not year 4, the whole school. And I look forward to seeing your maths work.